All right, so risk-based prioritization in a cybersecurity program. I was asked this question. Please explain it to me. I have no context for it. And of course, the first thing that came to mind was like a bar fight. And so, well, let me set the scene for you. You're minding your own business at the bar with your soda and lime after work, and a Hollywood-style bar fight breaks out. You want to get safely to the door, but across the room, there is a lot going on between you and where you need to be. So here's some of the players. So right next to you is this 85-year-old woman that has somehow deployed a steak knife and is looking at you like you're a steak. The talls and the shorts are off to the left, and there's lots of chairs involved in that conversation. Some are standing on them, some are swinging them. Outlaw bikers, of course, they're in the room. They're over there near the pool tables. They're already using pool cues as weapons. Pretty sure that part of the room is going to escalate to a knife fight or a gunfight before things are over. And right in front of you, you've got the drunk fraternity bros. They've created a chaotic mosh pit directly in front of you. Finally, there's a crowd behind you on their phones over there, some recording the scene, some texting each other with very angry emojis. So here you go. So your decision. Now, you can't, or at least you shouldn't try to, take on the whole room at once. You need to be very clear on your objective. Focus on that and get present, really understand the current state of things, the target state, the gap between the two, and your plan to bridge that. So with that in mind, you need to prioritize the risks and deal with them accordingly. So number one, stabby grandma is probably not the biggest risk in the room, but she is the first priority, as she is the closest and most potentially damaging at the moment. You would never have thought she was a threat. Turns out she is. Think 0 days. These things just pop out of nowhere. You never even considered them. So number two, you probably don't need to worry about the Insta-talk crowd, as the threat's active, but the impact's really low. They're just going to complain. They're not really going to do anything. So think things like primarily reputational harm, things like that happenings. So number three, the talls and the shorts, they're really going to keep to themselves. This won't be the last time they're arguing, and this won't be the last time they've had this particular fight. They were already angry, and they're going to be angry afterwards. Okay, you just need to keep yourself out of the direct line of fire with that group. So these are things like known inside actors, known areas of conflict, known threat actors. It's containable, and you can plan around it. It's always going to be there, but you can identify, hey, the talls and the shorts. And they're going to interact this way. You can be able to contain it. So number four, the frat bro mosh pit. That's just random chaos, right? So that's what you ever have to deal with, right? What's in front of you right then and there. So the danger and the risk isn't directed at anyone in particular. And the intent to cause specific harm isn't really present. But the danger is real. And it's going to be easy to get caught off guard if you're not paying attention. So think about things like the day-to-day security operations that can be understood and need to be addressed on a case-by-case basis. And even though on the aggregate seems large, the specific risks aren't that big. So you're taking care of these things on a case-by-case basis. Now, number five are outlaw bikers. They're probably the biggest risk in the room, but they're also the ones with very specific reasons for being there. They fight who they fight for those reasons. They can cause a lot of direct and collateral damage, so you need to be very careful when you get to that part of the room. Prepare for it as best as you can, but if you can wait for the cops to get there, do that. This is a phone a friend, bring a friend. These are things like nation state actors, organized criminals, and APTs that are actively engaged in your organization. So, recap, bar fight, you got to get out. Know the results you want. Identify and address the specific risks between you and the results, and do that with a priority and the right action. Never try and take on all at the same time or with the same solution. That's going to get you taken out by a stabby grandma.